Hi, everybody, it's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, let's get that distracting thing out of the. Well, we've arrived in Seattle. We're in our hotel. Tomorrow, we're going to Pike's Market. We're going to take in a zoo. We're going to go to Space Needle. We're going to go to all kinds of different places here in Seattle. But as I always say when I'm on the road, cruise news doesn't stop. And today we have the perfect example. Carnival Cruise Line has had to respond to accusations of bed bugs on their cruise ship. We have a cruise line that is doing something amazing for some stranded teenage volunteers that were stuck when an airline went under. And then we also have a story about more, civil unrest someplace that now the cruise lines aren't going to go. So first off, let's talk about Pinot Cruise Line, and they normally have a stop off in New Caledonia, the small island between New Zealand and Australia. But right now there is a very big civil unrest going on as it was tried to pass some local laws involving voting there that according to people in the know, they say that it would basically affect 40% of the population, making them almost ineligible to vote from a certain population on the island. And they're not having any of it. And so the cruise line said, yeah, you know what? Not a great place to go right now. And they have stopped their ships from heading in that direction until this all eases up again. Another place with civil unrest, and just another place that the cruise lines just can't go to. Well, I mentioned P&O, but I also have a great story involving the cruise line because a group of volunteers, 16 students and their chaperones, were on a volunteer mission to Vanuatu. And all of a sudden, Air Vanuatu declared insolvency and aren't flying anymore. And they were stuck there because travel insurance doesn't cover insolvency. It covers, missed flights, it covers accidents, it covers all that. It doesn't cover a company going bankrupt. So they have been struggling now, paying out of pocket there for hotels and that, trying to find a way to get these volunteers and the chaperones back to Australia. Well, they're going to be liking this because Pinot has stepped up and said, you know what? We have a ship stopping off in Vanuatu. They chartered some flights for them and are flying them over to the cruise dock, and they will be joining that cruise ship for a 6-day cruise return back to Australia. So you know what? Volunteers, especially teenage volunteers going out and doing some good stuff in the world, and the cruise line is recognizing that and stepping up and not only getting them back, but putting them on a luxury cruise ship and saying, you know what? It's on us. Come on and enjoy these 6 days and just have a cruise. You guys have had a rough time on this trip so far, but thanks for what you're doing. P&O Cruise Line, I think you're doing a pretty darn good thing there, and hats off to you. Next, I also have a story. We have another MSC cruise ship coming to Florida. She's arriving in Port Canaveral, and that's the MSC Grandiose. That'll be the fourth ship sailing in Florida now for MSC Cruise Line as they look to expand their sailings and their marketability to a lot of North Americans. But they are known as a very European cruise line. They have some great ships, great products, and they usually come in on a budget. So yeah, I get asked all the time, are they worth cruising on? And I say, you know what? Yes, don't expect to have the service that you would have on the small luxury Oceania cruises or Region 7 Seas cruises, but you're going to have a good ship, you're going to have entertainment on board, and the ships themselves are beautiful, and it does not hurt to give them a try and see if they happen to fit your cup of tea. Never discount anything until you actually give them a try. Next, I have John Heald addressing a bed bug issue on their cruise ships. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the civil unrest where you can't dock now and cruise ships are canceling those ports, to just some good news like those volunteers being given a cruise to get back home when their airline went bankrupt. And we'll also try and give you some hints and tips to make your next cruise just a little bit better, a little simpler, a little less frustrating, and basically guide you through the troubles and turbulations as things are changing all the time in the cruise industry. I hope you'll join us. It really does help the channel out when you subscribe, leave a like button, and maybe even leave an odd comment here or there, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, John Heald made this report today saying that I have to speak up and I have to say something, and it's because people make a comment and then I get 150 emails asking me if it's true or not, or yelling at me or blaming us for not fixing this issue. And sometimes those accusations are just that. They're accusations that don't really have any validity to them. And so he's addressing this one issue where he says somebody posted on a Facebook page, not his Facebook page, another Facebook page, that one of the Carnival cruise ships is having an infestation of bed bugs. Not one or two cases of bed bugs, an infestation of bed bugs. Well, John Heald looked into it and he contacted the hotel director on the cruise ship, gave the clients, the person who made the post on Facebook's name and everything. And, well, would it surprise you to find out that the person listed on there has never been on that cruise ship? The person who claims that it's infested? Would you be surprised to find out they've never sailed on a Carnival cruise ship before under their name anyway? And when they contacted the hotel director, he also said, yeah, we don't have a infestation. We don't even have any cases on board of anything like that. We haven't had that in years on our cruise ship. Let me just also say that you can get bed bugs anywhere. You can get bed bugs in a hospital. You can get bed bugs in a 5-star luxury resort. You can get bed bugs in your home, because they can hide and last an awful long time. They don't have to eat every hour or every day. They can go weeks without actually getting on somebody or an animal and taking the blood. So they can store themselves in people's luggage, and you can pick it up at the airport, the bus terminal, anywhere. They can happen. But he claims that the person making these claims never even been on the ship. Yet people are calling him and emailing him and messaging him saying, hey, how can you let this happen? Hey, this is disgusting. Bed bugs on your cruise line? And he says, well, wait a minute. I don't have any reports of that. And lo and behold, when he contacts the guests that have sailed on the cruise ship, guess what? They didn't have any bed bug infestations neither. Surprise, surprise. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think some people just like to rat on some cruise lines or just like to complain about some things? Or do you think, maybe that person heard it from somebody else? Although the cruise line themselves say they can't find anybody to say they were actually on the ship when this person said they were on the ship and actually had bed bugs in their cabin. Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.